finding their way back to City Hall, where they did disperse right as that 7 p.m. curfew hit. That's when most of them moved here to Lake Cliff Park, which sits in the middle of a residential neighborhood and out of the city's curfew zone. Now, throughout all of that, we noticed a huge push by the organizers and the mostly young crowd here to keep things calm tonight. And police also have kept a less visible presence throughout the day, perhaps to do the same. I had several of the protesters here tell me they wanted people to see this tonight, to see that they were sharing their message through unity and not the violence and vandalism that we saw over the weekend.
It's a lot more peaceful tonight. It is a lot more peaceful. But I think because of just so much negativity not getting us anywhere, we are going to try positivity now.
Today it's been empowering. Like, it's peaceful. Like, growing up as a mixed child, I have racism from my grandma on the side of the family, and I never really get this. So coming out here made me feel better as a black man.
Now, we have seen protesters kind of peeling off throughout the last hour, but it was just in the last couple of minutes that it seemed everyone started moving towards their cars. One of the protesters walking this direction told us that they are headed to an industrial zone now that's still outside of the curfew zone, where they think they will be able to continue protesting tonight. And as soon as we have more information about where that is, we'll let you know. Live in Dallas, Allie Schoolyards, NBC5.
All right, thank you, Allie. A crowd took to the streets of Arlington tonight, also calling for change. The peaceful demonstrations came one day after looters and vandals used a protest as cover to damage and loot buildings and businesses. Now, as of tonight, the city has not issued a curfew. Jack Heiberger is live near I-30 in Collins, where we saw the group earlier tonight. So, Jack, they've been marching for hours now.
Yeah, Brian, they've been marching for about 7 hours at this point. This has been a pretty large crowd throughout the evening. At this point, they're down to 100 or 200 people. They're on the overpass behind us over the freeway, holding signs showing their solidarity, their support for George Floyd, for his family, for everything going on in Minneapolis. And you can probably tell by the video you see right here on the screen that this has been a large protest since 3 o'clock this afternoon. Some people would go, some people would come, but it's been in the 1 to 200 range basically this entire evening. Plenty of really interesting, productive conversations, not just between protesters, but between protesters and police officers. The one common thread, and cannot emphasize this enough, is that this has been a peaceful protest throughout the entire afternoon and evening. Reporting live in Arlington, Jack Heiberger.
Meredith. Hey, Christy, yeah, this is the third night in a row that protests have been held here on the square, and people have pledged to demonstrate every single night. I don't know if you can see behind me, they're coming around the corner down there. At this hour, about a dozen people are still marching, even though a curfew order was set to begin at 9 p.m. For hours, they have been circling the square and marching surrounding areas, holding signs, chanting and calling for racial equality. This has been an entirely peaceful protest as well, and people we spoke with said they just feel proud to be a part of it.
Like, it's time to wake up. Like, this is so inspiring to me because, like, it's so cool to see so many different kinds of people gathered together for the same reason.
So this is my country, and when something go wrong with it, then I want to be part of it. I hope I can fix it, and there's no more screaming back, peace, peace.
Back out here live, tonight's march was much smaller than the one here last night. Out of thousands of people who were here last night, police say just 2 people were arrested about 4 hours after curfew began, and tonight they are asking for voluntary compliance again. We're live tonight in Denver.